That's 20-pound tattoo for you. There's nothing better than a pitching bite. I love bass fishing, yeah. Hey guys, Marc Bywater here from Outdoors 365. Today I want to just talk a little bit about dual swim jigs. This is a technique or bait that I've been fishing for some time now. I had some good success up at Ananda Dam in Durban for the last 2014 Nationals, finishing third, and mostly to the fish that I caught on the swim jig. So I've had a few guys asking me, you know, what do you do? What jig do you use? What trailer do you use? What line? What rod and everything? So I'll just run you through it quite quickly here. I always fish a dual swim jig. The reason for that is there's many good swim jigs on the market. There's lots of different types. But what makes the dual special is the shape of that head. Okay? The shape here and the angle of the underneath. Now you may say, that's just talk and whatever, but I've tested a lot of them and the round heads just don't do it for me. What this shape does, I call it a triangular shape. It's difficult to explain. It causes the bait to almost roll and wobble. So the faster you reel it, the more it wobbles. And of course, when you pair it with something like a paddle tail, I use the Big Bite Baits cane thumper. That tail, with the action on that head, cause a very natural looking, very bait-like imitation action, and that's what makes this bait special. There's a few key other things that I like about it that I'll tell you in a moment, but that for me is the real important part. So what I normally do is I'll have the dual bait. Now if you look at this skirt, you're going to say, wow, it's quite nice and it's flashy and whatever. The reason I've changed this skirt, and that's because I took this one out the packet, I tied it on, I rigged it up the way I'm going to show you now, and they just completely ate the skirts right off it. So they're brilliant. Straight out the packet, you put them on, you trim your skirts, do whatever you like to do, put your trail bait on and fish it just like that. The reason I changed this was because the skirt was just completely destroyed. There was hardly any strands left, and that's just from catching fish. So I made up my own skirt just so that I can continue using the bait because I like it. So what I do is I always fish a Big Bite Baits cane thumper. The reason why I like that is because it's got a collapsible body. So it's got all those hollow coves there. Okay, I hope you can see this properly. And on the top there. That allows the bait to squash down so it doesn't bulk up your hook. So you get a really good hook set, and your trail bait is not bulky and chunky and going to get in the way of that hook penetration. So what I normally do is I take what I call the head here, and I'll count down 1, 2, 3 ribs over there. This is just a measurement that I've used all the time, and I chop it straight off. Some guys like to round that off and make it look all pretty. For me, it doesn't matter. I'll open up the bait like this. Now on the dual baits, you'll see that there's a hook keeper, or trailer bait keeper more correctly. This goes through the bait and hooks around the hook like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rig it for you now. What I do is I put my hand, so I push down the weed guard, okay, hold the bait upright. I'm going to thread it through this, about that length there, and come back out so that it's nice and flat across the back. Let's see, let's go for it. Okay, something like that. So now we've got the bait and we've got our trailer on the back. Okay. Nice and straight, nice and level, nice and tight, all good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that trailer keeper and I'm going to squash it straight through the bait and hook it around the hook. Now you may have to just wriggle it around so it cuts that plastic. And of course it's going to take me 5 attempts now because the camera's on. And there you have it. Now that's going to keep your bait or your trailer in position, and that's perfect. That's all you want. You don't want a fish to bite this and snack off the back, or a small fish to pull it off. That's it. That's all I do to the bait. Sometimes what I will do is I'll take the bait out of the box and I'll trim the skirts. This one's already pre-trimmed. I'll just hold it like that and I'll just trim it around just so that it's not laying too far back, so I can see a nice piece of that trail bait. And that's it. I take my line, slightly bigger bait. So what I'm using is 15-pound Tatsu. It's a double fluorocarbon line. It's strong, strong, strong. I love this line. So I'm fishing 15-pound Tatsu, and I'm fishing it on the Mike McClellan Signature Series Swim Jig rod from Falcon Rods. It's an absolute beautiful rod. It's perfect. It's made for this lure. That's what it's made for. Swim jigs, full stop. So yeah, I'm going to tie a Palomar knot. I'm going to get on the front of the boat. I'm going to put the camera on the back, and I'm going to see if I can show you guys how to catch 1 or 2 fish on the dual swim jig paired with a Big Bite Baits cane thumper. Let's check it out. Let's just take a quick look at the structure that we're going to be fishing. So what we've got here is we've got some grass lines. It's very clear water, hence the color of my bait is very natural looking, see-through sort of disco violet trailer. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for these little back bays in the grass and these points. So every time it makes a little point, it makes what I like to call an ambush spot. So you'll find that the largies maybe will stack up on the points of these little grass lines, and that's where they'll attack the prey. So let's see if the theories are correct. What I have noticed is there's a lot of grass just further out under the water that's grown here, but that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so excuse the amateur footage here. I'm just opening up the back of the GoPro cage there so that you can hear me nicely. But I mean, that's a perfect example, and I hope you can see it on the camera, is of an ambush point. You know, I threw it over the top just to see maybe I can entice him into jumping on it, and as I pulled it over that little point, he just snacked it, and I mean, the bait is gone. It's completely choked, you know. There it is. And that's a good fish. I mean, I'll take 5 of those in a tournament any day. So I'm just going to put him gently in the water here, and then yeah, we'll keep on down the bank to the jetty and see if we can get some more. Cheers, Jewel Swim Jig. That's a good fish.